Hi, I'm Erica. I live off-grid full-time with my husband and 2 kids, and today I'm going to take you along as we do some maintenance and project work on our homestead. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe for more off-grid and intentional living inspiration. We moved to this off-grid acreage about 3 months ago now. And one thing that I really didn't think too much about was the removal of garbage and recycling. Coming from always living in the city, that wasn't something I really had to think about. It was just you put your garbage out in the garbage bin on the side of the road or in the alley, depending on where you are. On your garbage day, and that was that. But now being in the country, of course, there's not a garbage truck that drives by and picks up my garbage, and so we have to go to the dump, which is a new thing for me. So our dump is only open a couple days a week. So on this day, this was me breaking down a bunch of our cardboard, putting it in the car so it would be ready the next day when I would be going to the dump for the first time. So our greenhouse door here is falling apart, and it's so unfortunate because it's just the cutest little old door. And Mark's not getting home till next week. So I'm gonna do an attempted temporary fix to hold it together. So it's just coming apart basically in all places. So what I'm gonna try to do is tie some string. I thought tape around the whole thing to pull it together, but I don't want to leave any residue. So I'm gonna try some string. So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure many of you could have thought of an easier or more effective solution than this, but it was what I thought of in the moment after this happened. The door had been fine, and then we opened it this morning to water all the plants growing in the greenhouse, and it just kind of fell apart on us. So something had to be done. I really like this door. I have no idea how old it is, but it's very weathered, and you can tell from the hinges it's been moved and adjusted and removed and put back on a couple of times in the greenhouse. So I just wanted to do something that would keep it from falling more apart until my husband got home. He said he knew how to fix it, and you'll see later in the video how he did that. This is a really minor example of how moving off-grid or even just into the country, there's things that happen, there's things that fall apart that require us to use our brains and get creative, think of solutions, at least in the short term, to deal with things until we can call a professional in, or in this case, my husband, to fix what's wrong. And I think it's important to point out that we didn't move off-grid or to the country because it would be easier. We're not seeking ease in our life. We're seeking true joy and fulfillment from doing purposeful work. And so we recognize that it's not going to be easy. We're going to set things up, they're going to break down and need maintenance and fixing, and that's just going to constantly happen. And we are just totally okay with that because we see the bigger picture and the worth that all of this hard work has for us and our family. After getting dressed and ready for the day and having breakfast, I pack up the kids in the car and grab all the trash bags, and we head out to the dump. As a mom coming from the city and being used to not having to go out to get rid of my garbage, I know it could be really annoying, and I could let it get to me that I have to pack up the kids and do a whole outing just to get rid of the garbage. But I try to keep a good attitude and just remember that the whole life that I want is worth it. And we just happily do what we need to do as we live out here in the country. Another thing I wanted to get done today was to clean out our chicken waterer. So when we get back from the dump, I put on my husband's overalls over my dress. That is my hack for you if you are a mom that does any kind of dirty work. Even if you live in the city, you have a garden, but you like to wear beautiful dresses in the summer because they're cool and they make you feel good, just throw on a pair of overalls, or even if you have some old maternity pants that you don't care about, throw those on, bunch up the dress in the belly area. You won't look very good while you're doing that, but at least you'll keep your pretty dresses nice and clean while you're getting your dirty work done. So this chicken waterer, I had no idea that this is something that I would have to do after I got chickens. I feel like nobody shows this in their homesteading videos. But anyway, it's something that needs to be done because as you can see, they get really gross. Just need to get wiped down inside, outside, everywhere, and given a good rinse. So here I'm in the little area between the shop, the chicken run, and the giant rain barrel that we have that catches the water off of the roof of the shop. If you haven't seen our off-grid home tour video, I will link it here so you can see that whole system. But it's connected to this pipe that I'm using to clean out the chicken water, and I fill it up from there whenever I need to fill it up. Getting things done when I am alone with my two kids does often take so much longer, and it is quite a bit harder, like squeezing through tight spaces like that. But I try to remember, and I do get annoyed sometimes, but I try to remember that everything I'm doing is for our whole family. It's for me, it's for my husband, it's for my kids. So having them be a part of it is so helpful and important for them. Mark's home now and getting started on getting this door properly fixed.
Okay, so as you can see, there is absolutely no glue left holding this thing together. So I've pulled the two side panels out. The bottom down there is still stuck pretty good, so I left that. But up here, it slid apart super easy all the way down. I'm just gonna re-glue in here, and then each one of these, and then I'll strap it down, and then I'll drive nails in through there into here, and then up here I'll do the same thing. I'll put nails in through here onto there, and hopefully that holds it, and yeah, see how it goes. All right, so it's all glued up already, and I've got her strapped down. That was actually pretty easy. I'm using these 1¼ inch finishing nails. They might be a little bit big for this, but they'll work. Alright, I got a little trick for all you DIYers out there. So here's your standard nail, nice and pointy. If you're working really close to the edge and you don't want the wood to split, if you take your hammer and blunt the tip of the nail, it won't split the wood so bad. Okay. That one looks pretty ugly, but a little less aggressive than I was, but you hammer that in and it won't split your wood nearly as bad.
Now he's just filling in some of the gaps from the top of the door with more wood glue, because the more we fill that in, the more solid it's going to be, and it definitely can't hurt. After wiping off the excess glue, all that's left to do is just wait, let the glue dry and cure, and then Mark can put the door back on the greenhouse. This summer, I have really been enjoying having a little herb garden in my greenhouse to pull from. As you know, if you've watched my other videos, I like to cook from scratch. It's very important to me, and having fresh herbs just makes it more fun and even better tasting. So here I'm harvesting a few for our supper that night. I'm making a side dish of lemon herb quinoa, and you can find that recipe on my website, thehomeintent.com. I'll also leave the link down below if you'd like to try it. So this is a few days later, and the door is definitely ready. It's been really hot here, so we haven't even needed to close the door to keep it warm in the greenhouse. So that was good timing. But Mark is getting it put up, and the greenhouse is looking whole again. I offered to help him hold the door, but he said he's done it before, he can do it again, and he did it quite masterfully. You can tell he's pretty experienced and skilled at fixing things, which I really love. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what kind of off-grid homestead type of content you would like to see from us, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.